Welcome to Dark Horizon Creations. I'm Mike. This time we're taking a look at the World of Halo Series 3 Spartan EOD action figure. Now, if you hadn't already, please follow, like, and subscribe to my social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so you get a notification of when I post new content. The Jazzwares World of Halo 4-inch scale line of figures, playsets, and vehicles have become wildly popular with collectors and fans the world over. And I have to tell you guys, I'm excited about this line because we've never had anything like this in the past. You know, the 6-inch scale line of figures have dominated the collector's market for Halo for years. When Jazzware took over the line, they changed all of that. You know, they looked at what worked and what didn't work. And I think they made a very wise marketing decision by dividing the line up. And by giving us a 4-inch scale line, they have an opportunity that allows them to create a variety of action figures, playsets, and vehicles in this scale that we wouldn't ordinarily have gotten. And I'm very grateful that they've chosen to do so because the line just keeps expanding, it keeps improving, we keep getting better figures, and you know, the vehicles, the play sets, it's just really, really phenomenal. And I believe this line is going to continue to be successful for years to come. Now, for those of you who have played Halo multiplayer, you're familiar with the Spartan EOD Armor as it's not available in the campaign. For those of you who aren't, EOD is an acronym. It stands for Explosives Ordnance Disposal. And this armor was designed by the Materials Group for Spartans conducting those type of operations. The helmet was designed to direct the blast wave from an explosion around the Spartan's head to prevent decapitation. And the armor sections, particularly on the shoulders and arms, were designed to prevent the Spartan from losing a limb in the event that ordnance detonated directly in front of them. The Gen 2 variant of the EOD armor was designed by Naphtali Armory Group, and that armor looks slightly different than this does. There are some changes that have been made to both the helmet, the torso armor, as well as the shoulder armor. Now, the action figure, you can see, does include the Hydra 1 multiple launch rocket system as well as a display base. Series 2 and moving forward action figures do not include the unlockable code that Series 1 included for Halo Infinite. On the back of the packaging, there are some obligatory product shots of other figures in Series 3, including the Elite Mercenary, as well as Hyperius. And here we have the Spartan EOD action figure. This is a really nice looking figure. It is one of my favorites thus far in the World of Halo 4-inch scale line. I think they've done a phenomenal job on this figure. A lot of attention to detail here. What I really like about this guy is the fact that they've included the 40 Mike shells attached to the front of his pelvic armor and under his torso armor. I think that was a great feature to add. I will say that I'd like to see them start including a molded in sidearm with the Spartans. Most of the UNSC Army soldiers have the Mark 50 sidekick in a holster molded onto their leg. It's not removable, but it's still, you know, accurate for them to have a sidearm, and I'd like to see the Spartans start to have that as well. Up close, you can see the detail on his helmet. His visor is painted in. That's not a metallic plastic insert. There's the Hydra 1 MLRS launcher, and we'll look at that in just a moment. The yellow armor and the black bodysuit contrast nicely. I really like the way this looks. As far as articulation, his head is on a ball joint, full range of motion, forward and lateral movement at the shoulder, elbow rotation, single jointed elbow, wrist swivel, and pivot. Torso's on a ball joint. This figure doesn't seem to have waist swivel. Forward and lateral movement at the thigh, thigh rotation, double jointed knee, ankle will swivel, and pivot. And I do like the display base. It's more of a rocky terrain like you would see in the desert. That's a nice change from the solid green that we normally get. Chalub's Defense Solutions Hydra 1 MLRS launcher. 36 inches in length, weighs 24 pounds. 6-round rotary magazine. Each soldier carries up to 24 rounds for this weapon. It is fully automatic. Electro-optical sight integrated into the weapon. It's also fire linked to the visor and the HUD of the Spartans, ODSTs, and soldiers that have that equipped into their helmet. It's a medium-range weapon and designed to engage targets out to 100 meters. It has an independent fire and forget system, so once the electro-optical targeting system locks onto a target, they can shoot at that target and then move on to another target, or fire and move away from any incoming threat. Really cool weapon. The warheads are high explosive air burst, which means that once they reach the target, the warhead detonates with high explosives and fragmentation. And this will plug back into the port on his back. Now for comparison, let's bring out the Master Chief. And they look good together. I would like to see the metallic plastic insert brought back for the visors. And for those of you who think the Master Chief was the only figure with that, this Mark 7 Spartan from Series 1 also included it. You can also see the height difference between the Spartans. The Master Chief stands 5 inches tall, so the EOD is right at 4.5 inches, and the Spartan Mark 7 is just slightly taller than that. And you know, that's really strange because you wouldn't expect a Spartan to be that short, but I'm presuming the EOD Spartan is a part of the Spartan 4 program, which draws its recruits from adult soldiers within the UNSC, particularly in their special operations fields. So the Spartan 2s, of course, were augmented in their childhood. You know, they were given a myriad of drugs to enhance their muscle growth and performance, to enhance their bone density, growth and structure. And of course, they're going to be taller than adult recruits in the Spartan 4 program. And it's just sort of strange to see a Spartan that's not, 7 feet tall. Here's a UNSC Army soldier for comparison, so you can see how they scale together. But overall, this is a really nice figure. So there you have the World of Halo Series 3 Spartan EOD.